today's ceremony, as we pay tribute to Technical Sergeant Donnie L. Gray and his family on the occasion of his retirement after 20 years of dedicated service to his country and the United States Air Force. Officiating today's ceremony is Major General Don D. E. Costin, Chief of Chaplains, Headquarters, United States Air Force. We would like to extend a warm welcome to Technical Sergeant Gray's family. Please hold all your applause until everybody's been introduced. We'd like to welcome his wife, Blanca, his son, Juan Carlos, his daughter-in-law, Ashley, and their grandchildren, Jordan, Jeremiah, and Ariana, his daughters, Bonita, Isabella, and Sofia, and his father, Mac. We would also like to formally introduce and welcome Lieutenant Colonel Johnny McGonigal, Commander, 729th Air Patrol Squadron, Chief Master Sergeant Rodney Gaither, Command Chief, 75th Air Base Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Ernest Jones, Chief Enlisted Manager, 729th Air Patrol Squadron, and Mr. Milton Lutton, spouse of the 75th Wing Commander, Colonel Jennifer Hammerstedt. We also extend a warm welcome to all 729 Air Control Squadron members, family, and friends who come to celebrate Sergeant Gray's retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Hill Air Force Base Honor Guard, singing of the National Anthem by Tech Sergeant Gray's friend, Mrs. Jennifer Hughes, followed by the invocation by Major Cooney.
Twilight Would you join me, please? O God of freedom, our help in ages past and our hope for years to come, Thou hast blessed us among all people that we should have the privilege to be called Americans this day, to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And for this privilege, we are so very grateful. But we're also grateful this morning for a great man and warrior in Tech Sergeant Donnie Gray on this, his retirement day. We're thankful for his life, his Air Force career, for the unique gifts, talents, and abilities that Thou hast given him. For, oh God, we're gathered here this day to honor him as an outstanding and dedicating member of our Air Force family. For truly he is someone who has faithfully served our country well these past 20 years. And so now, as Tech Sergeant Gray has sensed the winds of change for his life and is entering retirement from active duty, we declare this special day that we are sincerely and deeply grateful for him and his family and the tremendous contributions and sacrifices they have made in the service and defense of our nation. As Donnie and his family move on to this next phase of their lives, may Thy blessing and Thy wisdom and Thy strength be their portion today and in the days ahead. And now may Thy favor rest upon this retirement ceremony. For these things I pray in Thy merciful and mighty name. Amen.
Thank you, Major Cunha. Please be seated. Ms. Hughes will now come forward to sing a special song for Tech Sergeant Gray and his family. Accompanying Mrs. Hughes is Mr. Richards on the keyboard.
I can only imagine what it will be like when I'm by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes imagine when all I will do is forever worship you. I can only imagine.
Thank you, Mrs. Hughes, Mr. Richards. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Costa.
I don't know about y'all, but I think we should just skip all this and do a concert. That was awesome. Thank you. Maybe an encore later. We'll all be ready. Good morning, angry warriors. Angry warriors. You know, you think about a warrior, that's about the best kind. An angry one. Somebody say to you, well, what you so mad at? I'm mad at some enemy who wants to take away my freedom and the freedom of those who are part of my family and my community and my country and our allies. That's what I'm mad at. So as a taxpayer, as a fellow airman, I just want to thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. You could have done all sorts of other things. This is a volunteer Air Force. And although when you started, you may have come in for school or money or get out of the house, or maybe your mom or your dad said, our basement's going to be ours again. So you know what I'm talking about. But when that first enlistment ended, you stayed. Thank you. Chaplain. That's what it's about. Thank you. Donnie Gray, the old mountain goat. Now, I'm going to tell you something about the old mountain goat. Mountain goats like Donnie Gray are unique individuals. Have you ever met anybody like Donnie Gray? No. Ain't nobody ever met anybody like Donnie Gray. That's why I'm here today. Donnie joined the Air Force 7 August 1996. And he showed up to Lapham Air Force Base in basic training about 2 weeks after I got there, my very first assignment as a chaplain. And I noticed Donnie Gray because I saw Donnie Gray from behind. I used to run with the trainees, I just couldn't keep up with him. But one of the reasons I'm so impressed, Donnie was older than the 18-year-old airman. Donnie had some life experience under his belt. And with life experience comes the challenges that life brings. And the challenges that he was having at his age were quite a bit different than those of most of those in his flight. What impressed me about Donnie Gray is, hey, I've come to be like my dad. I want to serve the country like my dad. His dad, Mr. Gray here, was an Army tanker back in the day. I just want to do my part. I'm going to serve my country. But I'm having some family challenges. And I don't know what to do. That's how we met. And in the course of our many conversations, sometimes while running, was Donnie, this is the way life works. You know this because this is what your mom and dad taught you. What your mom and dad taught you is that God is bigger than your problems. And faith in Him will carry you through. And it doesn't matter how big the problem seems. All that matters is that your God is way bigger than that. He didn't quit. Donnie Gray's not a quitter. He's not a quitter because he has people that he cares about, some of whom are here today. And so if I could, these people will all be mentioned later in Donnie's remarks, but I want to bring them up here right now. I'd ask Mac, Mr. Gray, would you come up here? Blanca, would you mind coming up here and standing right up here? Juan Carlos, would you? Yep, right up here, stand right here. Juan Carlos. Benita, whose name means pretty, look at her. Isabella, I don't know what it means, maybe beautiful. And Sophia, please come up here. It probably means awesome. I think it means wisdom, actually, Sophia. Now we're gonna honor Donnie, but we're gonna do so by first pointing out why Donnie is sitting here today. I'm told that only about 25% of recruiting age youth can even qualify to come in the military. Of those 25%, an infinitesimal portion actually decided to come in. You've heard about the 1% who serve. Only about 20%, a little bit less than 20%, stay to a 20-year retirement. If you do the math and you do those odds, they're very small, and you don't get here by yourself. And so as I described Donnie today, Donnie, you today are a turtle on a fence post. If you see a turtle sitting on a fence post, you know two things. You know the turtle is sitting on a fence post. You say, how in the world did the turtle get there? Which brings me to the second thing. You know he didn't get there by himself. Somebody had to take the turtle and put him on top. These are the ones who have taken the turtle, the old mountain goat, Donnie Gray, and put him on the fence post. Matt Gray raised him to love the Lord. Raised him to love his country. That's why Donnie's here today. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sir, for your service. How could he say no to this? Something else about Donnie, he's an opportunist. So in Kirtland, New Mexico, he's in a running club, and this one is part of it. And as he tells the story, she speeds past him, and he's, oh, I need to meet her. And that's when Donnie Gray, the mountain goat, become a stalker. Thank you for allowing him to stalk you and for supporting him. I've seen Donnie a number of times through the years. The last time at LUD, we were there for 6 months together. I was there for a year. He was there for 6 months of it. And we ran together. And all he talked about, this is not exaggeration, was you and your children. Thank you for your service. Bless you. Juan Carlos, he's got a fancy beard today. But at one time, he was an airman. And I think it should be, as they say, once a Marine, always a Marine. I think once an airman, always an airman. And so the reason that we started just a few minutes late today was because Juan Carlos, an airman who was injured in Iraq, thank you for your service, made the brilliant move of saying, I think I'm going to pack my young, beautiful wife and my 3 small kids, this is Ashley, Jordan, Jeremiah, and Ariana, I'm going to put them in a car in San Antonio and drive for 2 days to Utah. Knowing that once he got here, he's got to turn around and go back. Donnie did this for you, brother. Thank you for your service. Thank you for doing all the sacrifices that you went through to make sure he got here. Thank you. These 3 take after their mom and dad. Thankfully, they look like their mama. I mean, they make some pretty people in Kentucky, but El Salvador must be better, is all I'm saying. They're all 3 runners. She ran 13 years old as of June 9th. You want to feel bad about yourself? You fix it too. In the state junior high championship, she came in third as a 7th grader. She ran a mile in 5 minutes and 35 seconds that other people don't make. And we're here today to say thank you for that. God bless you. You are just like that. Thank you so much for your service. She runs the 200 and the 400. Probably faster than all of us. Sophia, thank you for loving your daddy. He certainly loves the both of you a whole bunch. All right? If you would please join me in a round of applause for the reason Donnie Gray is here today. Now, there's a couple things about mountain goats. Mountain goats, they say, start running. This is no joke. They start running just hours after they're born. They are pretty much solitary creatures, and they're very sure-footed. And they love high altitude, and they love mountains. So when Donnie Gray answers his phone, this is the mountain goat, he knows what he's talking about. Donnie Gray is a unique individual. He goes into his shop every morning. He said, y'all getting a good PT in this morning? And as they tell the story, he will come back and he'll talk about his 12-mile trail run that he did in the mountains before he got to work. And as he tells the story, he gets all animated like a Kentucky guy would do. And he says, I saw a snake, he'll jump out of the way. He said, when I get to the top, you'll never believe it. There was a mountain goat just like me. Donnie comes in, you know, he's a Kentucky dude. He comes in, he was a star basketball player in high school and a track athlete. Comes in his shop and he noticed that in his shop they were starting to play music that really wasn't his style. And every day the shop would try a new Pandora station. They'd come in one day to be playing the Beastie Boys and Donnie Gray would say, what kind of garbage is this? Next day they tried Beyonce. What kind of garbage is this? Next, it might be Bach or Beethoven or Bieber. Every time, what kind of garbage is this? So one day, they said, we're going to figure out what kind of chord is struck in the soul of Donnie Gray. So they played at dueling banjo stations on Pandora. And as the story goes, he comes in and starts doing a jig. Yeah. He said, no, this is good music right here. Somebody says amen back here. The amen corner back here is from Faith Baptist Church and Layton. So they're all here representing. Thank you. I asked Donnie, I said, brother, tell me, who are if you had to narrow it down to 3 people, who are the 3 people who have inspired you and inspire you to be the kind of man you are? He said, first of all, and not just because I'm a chaplain, he said, first of all, Jesus. Because he gave his life for me. He's the one whose motto I follow. Next, he said, Matt Gray, his dad. He's the one who taught me hard work and respect for others. He's the one who gave me this work ethic and discipline. Thank you. And then he said Blanca. And he said the words that, if you're a husband, you should write these words down because they will come in handy for you. You will need these someday. He said, she's everything to me. Thank you, Donnie, for being a model for all of us. Donnie came in, he was a Went to basic training, then went to Shepherd, where he learned how to be a telephone dude. I want to say cable guy, that's probably not exactly right, but he was a telephone dude. And he went to Kirtland, where he met the love of his life. He goes to Yokota. And at Yokota, he has some supervisory responsibilities over the airfield in his section. And in that capacity, his unit, for 4 years in a row, is named the best in the Pacific at what you do. After that, he drags the family to Ramstein. Now, here's the common thing. My brother Donnie Gray, 12 of his 20 years overseas. Yokota, then Ramstein. When he gets to Ramstein, he notices that the technology has changed a bit. And he has to change right along with it. And he does, because now it's VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol, whatever that means. I'm glad you people know what in the world you're doing. I was admiring during the songs, I was thinking, leave it to a bunch of comm studs to make sure that an outside ceremony, this is the best sound system I've ever seen. Goes to Ramstein. After that, another hardship tour to Aviano. You heard me right. Yokota, Ramstein, Aviano. While he's at Aviano, he deploys. He deploys in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom to Al Udeid. While he's there, because of the work he does, he's coined specifically by the 379th Air Expeditionary Group Commander for his work, making sure that we get to be free. And others just like us, who wear different clothes and speak different languages, also have the chance to be free. I don't know what you think your job is out there. That's what it is. That's what it is. We thank you. And he comes here to Hill. Now the funny thing about Donnie Gray's, I don't know how he did this, but he has 4 or 5 4-year assignments to make 20 years. That's just good math right there. He joins in 96, he moves in 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, and we're here today to retire him in 2016. One of less than 20% of those who join get to this point, Donnie. Thank you so much for your service. He's not just good at his job. He doesn't just have unique taste in music. He's also an incredible athlete. He's run marathons in the Air Force Marathon. He was part of the Air Force Marathon team for from 2004 to 2010 in Europe and the Pacific. He was part of the AFMC Marathon team. He's run marathons as quickly as 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 58 seconds. He's run marathons in Frankfurt and Berlin. He's qualified for Boston. He's written a published article about how to take your PT test and your PT, your physical fitness, to the next level. A well-rounded man who understands comprehensive airman fitness. He understands that comprehensive airman fitness is exactly that. It's comprehensive. It's not doing a social thing over here, and then a spiritual thing over here, and then an emotional, relational thing over here, and then a physical thing over here. It's doing all of this because that's how we're made. That's how we're wired. And he said to me, he said, you know, the mountains are my medicine. He has run the 1.5-mile PT test in 8 minutes and 2 seconds. That's 1.5 miles. For 20 years, He ran 8:28 or faster for 20 years. For 20 years, he got 100% on his PT test. He set a USA non-professional record for what they call sky running, mountain running in Europe. He finished 15th last year for the Xterra World Championships in cross-country running in Hawaii. This is a bad dude. This dude does not play. You can't catch him. He likes to run far. He likes to run fast. But he also likes to run for a purpose. I don't know if you ever have seen the movie Chariots of Fire. But the Eric Liddell, who is the main character of the movie, when people, hey, why do you run? He says, God made me to run. Donnie Gray runs because God made him to run. I love the verse in the Bible that says, run with perseverance, the race marked out for you, Donnie. That's what you've done. And as a grateful nation, we stand here to thank you for that. I read an article in the past few days, and the article was simply titled, Leadership Lessons from a Mountain Goat. I ain't making this up. One of them is, the first one is stay fit. That's what mountain goats do. Because mountain goats never know where they're going to have to get. So mountain goats are sure-footed. They can stand anywhere. And one of the things that mountain goats have to do, I don't understand why God made them this way, but they lick rocks for salt. They lick rocks for salt, or they'll lick a fence for salt, or they'll lick your leg for salt. They need the minerals in the salt. So I had to laugh to myself. Any idea where Donnie Gray grew up? A place called Flat Lick, Kentucky. I mean, this dude was born to be a mountain goat. Flat Lick, Kentucky. The article went on to say, make sure that you bloom where you're planted, because you don't know how long you'll need to stay there. Make sure that you are sure-footed where you are. And when the food source runs out, you can't just stand there. You got to go someplace else, which might be harder to get to, so you can get what you need to survive. That's what mountain goats do. That's what Donnie Gray has done. The last thing the article says is, know when to step down. If you are in a precarious position on a mountainside with your legs all cocked like this, licking a rock, you got to know when to step down. And in the providence of God, this day, Donnie, is the day God has appointed for you to step down. I don't know what's next for Donnie. I just want to motivate you by having to feed these people. If you have contacts, DonnieGray.com, something like that. Thank you for your service, brother. Last Friday, I participated in the Air Force Chief of Staff's retirement ceremony. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, I'll participate, or I'll be in the room when the new Chief of Staff has his swearing-in ceremony. Of those two, there's a third, this one. Of the three, if given the choice to be at either of those or this one, I would have come here. And you know what else? If I'd said to General Welsh or General Goldfein, hey boss, I can't be there because I'm going to get to be able to participate in a Tech Sergeant Donnie Gray's retirement ceremony, do you know what they would have said? Go do it. Because Donnie Gray and people just like Donnie Gray they would both say, are way more important to the Air Force mission than I am. I want to read a verse for you, brother. And I want you to read this because you know Donnie came back from the last deployment with some residual issues that he continues to work on with his faith in God and his running. He says the mountains are his medicine. Donnie, I want you to memorize Psalm 121. And as you run, with every step, you say these words. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Mountain goat, he will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and your going, both now and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, General Custom will now present the Air Force Commendation Medal to Technical Sergeant Gray. Attention orders. The Air Force Commendation Medal has been awarded to Tech Sergeant Donnie L. Gray for military service from 26 October 2012 to 1 November 2015. Technical Sergeant Gray distinguished himself by military service in various assignments, culminating as non-commissioned officer in charge, theater, deployable communications, 729th Air Control Squadron, 52nd Air Control Group, 52nd Air Control Wing, Hill Air Force Base, Utah. During this period, Sergeant Gray was instrumental in building the logistics plan for the unit's exercise red flag deployment, developing a comprehensive budget for fuel, power, and quality of life items to sustain 140 personnel and $17 million worth of command and control equipment. His efforts directly supported the first control and reporting center deployment to exercise red flag with an organic equipment in 9 years, enabling tactical command and control of 480 high-end combat training missions. Additionally, Sergeant Gray developed the squadron's mobility school curriculum, establishing 14 lessons, totaling 48 training hours to provide critical combat skills to 40 warfighters. Moreover, his exceptional performance as Directorate Records Custodian was validated when his program received 0 discrepancies during the 52nd Air Control Group's 2014 staff assistance visit. Finally, Sergeant Gray demonstrated true warrior ethos as one of the 4 airmen selected to represent Air Force Material Command at the 2014 Air Force Marathon, placing 18th out of 2,000 runners. The singularly distinguished accomplishments of Sergeant Gray reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Air Force. On behalf of all Air Force airmen and their families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents this certificate of appreciation to Mrs. Blanca Gray. I join your spouse and family and friends in thanking you for numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, James A. Cody, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Thank you, Mrs. Gray. Lieutenant Colonel McGonigal, will you please come forward and present Sergeant Gray's children Air Force certificates of appreciation? We now invite Juan Carlos, Bonita, Isabella, and Sofia to join their father on stage. Certificate of appreciation reads, by the authority vested in me, it is my pleasure to express the grateful appreciation of the United States Air Force to you for enduring the frequent and long separation from your father as he has served his country. These months and years that he has spent away from you contribute a clear and noble demonstration of his love for you and his family. You see, he left you in order to ensure that you inherited a safer world and assured peace. To those who say a single man cannot make a difference, I say wrong. Your father did. He made our Air Force stronger, kept our nation safe. With his service to the Air Force now complete, he will be able to spend more time with you in the future. The United States Air Force thanks all of you and your father for enduring these separations. Given this 30th day of June in the year of our Lord 2016, signed, Lieutenant Colonel Johnny R. McGonigal, Commander, 729th Air Control Squadron. First Lieutenant Kim Penning-Signing, Tech Sergeant Matt Lowe, and Sergeant Lyra will now come forward to present Sergeant Gray with a gift from the men and women of the 729th Air Control Squadron.
All right, good morning, everybody. Whenever I meet someone, I always try to take something from them. Something to make me a better person. Just broaden my perspective. So when I was trying to think of Sergeant Gray, I couldn't put into words exactly what he's taught me until I actually met his father a couple days ago in the hallway. And he came over to me, Mac, and Sergeant Gray was there too, and he said, "Lieutenant, stay young." Kind of looked at him, I was like, I don't think I have control over that. But he goes, "Stay young, not here, but up here." And once he said that, it clicked for me, and I'm like, that's exactly what Sergeant Gray has taught me and has taught all of us at the squadron, that being young, staying young, it's all in the mind. And once you conquer that, you can conquer anything. So I want to say thank you, Sergeant Gray, for teaching us that. In your actions, your service, and just everything you do, and of course, in your running, Mountain Goats, no kidding, sir. We're going to miss you. Good luck in everything that you do, and just always remember to stay young, Sergeant Gray. So we're going to present this to you. A little from the 729th Angry Warriors. Thank you for everything, Sergeant Gray.
We will now present a brief slideshow remembering Sergeant Gray's 20-year career. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you today Technical Sergeant Johnny Gray, United States Air Force, retired.
Tough to be up here. I love all you guys. I love my commanders, my supervisors, my chiefs, my sergeants. the main thing is I need to thank first everybody for being. I'd like to thank Major General Costin for taking time out of his busy schedule to be here today. I know he's got a busy schedule. He's like the president. So, the president of chaplains. I'd like to thank Colonel Hammerstadt. I'd like to thank Chief Master Sergeant Gathers. Lieutenant Colonel, I'd like to thank you, sir. My family and friends, and my unit. My unit. My unit is my family. I love you guys with all my heart. I really mean that. God gave me that love. He gives it to all of us. We're a family. We have to depend on each other, help each other, save each other, get through the job day in, day out. I thought about a lot of things I wanted to talk about, and everybody knows I like to talk. Sometimes I talk too much, and I had one supervisor tell me, your communication is a little different. I said, well, the colonel says I'm getting the job done, he's happy. The chief says I'm getting the job, he's done, he's happy. I said, keep communicating what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is working. I may say it 2 or 3 times, but you get the message over, and the guys love working with you. I've never had a problem working with nobody. I bend over backwards to do my best for everybody. So the first thing I'd like to leave with you guys, you know, we're up here to say some last words. And first thing I'd like to say to all my troops and all my supervisors, all my military, retired, and those that's gone on to heaven, that sacrificed hard for our country, that we sometimes get caught up, forget. We got uncles, aunts, grandpas, nephews, limbs gone, arms gone, legs gone. They've done their duty. Everybody's doing their duty day in, day out. Active, reserve, National Guard. The thing I want to leave with you guys is simple words. I say it every day to you guys. You come up to me and say, how do you run? How do you do that? Stay motivated. Stay motivated. What motivates you? Let it motivate you through your career. Let it carry you like wings. Like God says in the Bible. Take wings and fly. And keep that motivation. Keep the faith. The faith that you believe, that you know that we're here for one reason. God made us. He made us from the dust of the ground, the earth. And it's the truth. We're here because of God. We serve our country. We go by our God. Our God is our commander-in-chief. He really is. He is our commander-in-chief. Aim high. Yeah, I got that from Air Force. Aim high. You know, it's funny. General Costin, he said it pretty much. Before I came in, I was aiming high. I've been aiming high ever since I was born into this world. My dad instilled into me, do your best. Don't settle for less. Do your best. When you get down, get knocked down, get back up. Try harder and harder, don't give up. I've never given up on my unit, my country, my service. I've always, to my heart, gave 100%. There is never in my life that I gave less than 100%. I know my chief knows that. My colonel here, he's new. He sort of got to say a few words with me lately. I think he knows my heart. He knows my demeanor. Knows the character of me. And all my troops out here that's worked with me, they know that I'd do anything for them at any moment's notice, middle of the night, call me. I try to be the wingman that we're supposed to be. I don't say it. I really do it. And I really do it. There's people in here who can witness to that. And I mean that. And please, carry that on. Be the wingman. Be the friend, the supervisor, the mentor. that cares about the truth. Cry with them. It's okay. It's okay to cry with them. There's nothing wrong with that. Show empathy. Show the concern. Because if you don't show the concern, they may walk away. They may not believe that you really feel for them. Give them your heart, and God will give you more. And your career will be so magnificent. There won't be no bumpy road that you can't handle for 20 years. I've had them. I'm dealing with it now, and my God is my rock. My wife is my rock. If it wasn't for my God, I wouldn't be here today. But thank God's mercy and grace, I'm alive. And these mountains over here, God made them. He made everything. He made us. And that's why I enjoy them. I tell people, get out. Get away from the work. Relax your mind. Get the stress away. Go to the mountains. Try to love God's nature. It'll help you in life. So aim high. Listen to your supervisors. Listen to your mentors and listen to your commanders. They'll never stir you wrong. Listen to them. They've got seasoning experience. Seasoning. When I say seasoning, it's strong. Do your best. You know, sometimes when you do the PT test, I have people come up to me lately. If I'd only ran a little bit longer, I would have made a 95 or a 90 or 85. And they asked me, what can I do? And I told them, positive mind. Don't let your mind beat you. Your mind is your enemy. If you can get your mind positive, then everything else flows free. And then knowing how to put the mind and body together, yes, that's the key. How did I do all this running? It wasn't me. It was God in me. My God in me. I know that. I tell that to everybody. Facebook, they follow me and everything. They say, how do you run like that? I got a young man back here standing that ran with me a couple Saturdays ago. He said, Sergeant Gray, I don't see how you do it. I said, man, it's God. God gives me the strength. God has gave me where I'm at to steadfast, to stay and keep me through this time and moment to get to this career point, 20 years. So I'm going to jump along here and I want to read one more thing. 2 Timothy, verse 7. This is for everybody in here, okay? Retired, active. God says in His Word, 2 Timothy, verse 7, I have fought a good fight. That's what we're doing every day. We're fighting to keep our country safe, our families safe, other countries safe, and we are doing our best. I have finished my course. God says, I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. What this means to me, I'll break it down to you in common language, God's Word. I have fought a good fight. That means I have served my country with honor, dignity, and pride. I do. I feel that. And I know I've done that. I've done my best. I really have. The second part, I have kept the faith. That means to me, I have ran the airman's race and I have completed my commitment to my country. I think that's very important. Run the race. Keep running it. Keep God close to your heart because we trust in God. That's what our country is founded on, in God. The last part, excuse me, God's grace. God's grace. God gives us grace every day. Some of you may not know that, some of you may. But God gives us the grace to be here today. If it wasn't for Him being on the cross, dying for us, we would not be sitting here today. we would not be here at this moment in time. Captain, Lieutenant, Major General, Chief, we would not be what we are today without God. We have to give God the praise, the glory for it all. He lets us breathe and eat and sleep and do what we do to save our country every day. I really mean that with my heart. Last thing I'd like to say on top of this, God's grace has allowed my family and I to cross yet another finish line, the biggest finish line thus far. Yeah, I've ran many races. I've competed for my country, been an ambassador. But the best ambassador I could be is to serve my country with dignity, pride, and honor. And know that I've got brothers and sisters beside me doing the same thing. And got my back, I got their back. We've got each other's back. We have to. Last thing I'd leave. I'm going to miss suiting up. You just don't know how much I'm going to miss it. Guys lately see me in uniform about a week ago. What are you doing in here in uniform? Sorry, Greg. I was like, I'm processing out, Steve. I've got to wear my uniform, but you know what? I said, I'm going to miss my uniform. I don't mind wearing my uniform. I had my uniform on last night till 11 o'clock at night. My ABUs till 11 o'clock last night. My ABUs. Because I love my uniform and my country. So, I'll miss wearing it, suiting up with my brothers and sisters. That's everybody sitting here, retired, active. And I will miss the armed forces and my Air Force brothers and sisters with all my heart. I really will. I'm grateful and blessed to have been given this opportunity to serve my country. And I know we can all say that. We're grateful and we're blessed. Not much for speaking, but God knows my heart, and my heart is poured out to you today. And I hope that if anybody here ever needs me, I'll be standing behind here to talk. If you need anything, call me. I'll still your wingman, no matter what. I'm still your coach for running. I've helped a lot of troops. I've saved their careers. I still get emails constantly. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being a mentor to me with fitness as well as the job. God bless you all. I really appreciate, again, everyone coming today. General, it's a great gratitude to take out your busy schedule and come today. I'm very honored. I'm overwhelmed. And our friendship has been 20 years. I'll never forget us running together many times, sharing some things together personally. You praying for me, telling me to hang in there, keep pressing on. God's got the will. Just let Him keep you going. And I don't know much more to say. I just know that I want you guys to know from my heart. I love you. And I'm a country boy. And it's been good. It's been a great ride. It's been a great run. And you do know when to go. And God says it's time to go. I will miss y'all. Thank you. Would my wife please come up? my daughters, please come forward. You know, I've never seen, God speaks to me many times. Some people call it a voice or whatever. But you know, a shadow box is supposed to be for the retiree. I've never seen this before. God told me, He said, you know, I love wood. I love wood. I don't think I've told a lot of people about it. But. So I said, you know, I got some barn wood. I'm going to make my kids a shadow box. I want my kids to remember this day, hanging on their wall when they go off and get their kids. And I want them to remember this special moment. So I took my hands with God's help. And there's a great young man that I cannot thank right now, here personally. But his wife is here. She's sitting back there. His name is Andres Sanchez. He works at a wood shop here in Layton. I told him about my idea, and he said, you know what, brother? I can cut the wood for you, and I'll let you, we'll put it together and we'll fix it up. So his wife is here representing him. That's his wife. Please stand, ma'am. Please. For her husband, I don't think I got these done in time. There's been a lot of work. I want to present these to my daughters on behalf of my service and their commitment to me for 20 years in the military. It's from my heart, and I want them to always know this day appreciates them supporting me. When I was gone, rough times, and they're my rocks, they're my greatest of all greats. They're my babies. And I love them. So I like to present them. Carlos, you get up here too. Yeah. So each one of them gets one of these. And I'd like to read it out to you. This is to certify that the company flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of the Honorable Michael S. L. Lee, United States Senator. This flag was flown for Juanita Gray in recognition of the retirement of Tech Sergeant Donnie L. Gray from the United States Air Force after 20 years of service. Love, Daddy. Dad, come on up. We're going to go out of line here. I'm sorry. Impromptu here. This is to my dad and my mom. My mom couldn't make it today. My mom's real sick. And I'd pray for my mom. She's not doing too well. My dad can only attend. And my dad, I love you with all my heart. This is a token. And I want you to always know I love you. Through everything we've been through. Yeah. That's right. We've been through a lot of stuff. So this is for you and Mom, Dad. Apologize, the other two, we got a little mix up, so we got them right now here. So the other two got me something, and we'll get that straightened out. We got a few more things here. I thought it'd be unique to give my kids another token for the military. I said, why not give them dog tags? Not a mountain goat tag, but a dog tag. So, Jeremiah, Ariana, Jordan, come on up. Come on up, please. This right, bear with me. I thought this would be neat to do. I know it's a little corny maybe, but I still have to do something. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. Thanks for support.
Not his way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of Tech Sergeant Gray and his family, we thank you for attending today's ceremony. We welcome you to stay and congratulate Sergeant Gray on his retirement, and then join us in the Squadron Heritage Room for refreshments. Please stand and join us in singing the Air Force song, and remain standing for the Port George official party.